sky. Take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines, but always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play. To the ocean floor, fading light through an open door. Saw myself rise with the water. They thought they could keep me down, hold that breath and watch me drown, but all they did was push me higher. We don't care what they say, we will be here all day. We'll stay until it's over, till the world's out of sight. We will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over. Through the nights in the rain, through the time and the pain, you stand, we'll never fall. And then at the end of it all, we will win, we will challenge. It's not over till it's over.
Okay, here we go with OXL TPP Season 7. Moving into Week 2. Game 1 plane is taken off. We're in for some great fights tonight. Yep. It'll be interesting to see if Winner's Circle will be able to hold on to their 30-point lead after coming out of last week. with 61 points total and 40 kills. And then second place, we have Anarchy's Elite Gaming with 31 points, 20 kills. Third place is 6 Cents. They have 28 points and 23 kills. Fourth place, we have Always Thirst First. Don't swim at me. Always Thirst First does have 28 points and 15 kills. We're just about to be drowned out here. Getting slayed out by the water. I believe that plane path was... Alright, I'm good. And the first kill of the game goes to Noxy, taking down Think Fast from Team 5150. I wonder where that is going down. We will find out here right now. Look at all of these teams choosing to land around that Milta Power area, stretching that road. We have 6 Cents in Milta. We have Winner's Circle spread out on the road just to the west of Milta Power with a lot of other teams. Hold on, we're gonna just get up there. Actually, it's not that far away. Six Cents are doing what they usually do, comfortable with. We got Homicide going down to Kofry. He was in a vehicle trying to get out of that cluster of teams. Couldn't quite get there. And now we have Chicken Fried and Company from Team 5150. They have made it out, but they are being chased by the GI and Bonkai from Winner's Circle. Warhawk now from Fury Esports is pretty close to Noxy and Attractions. It does look like he saw them. And with this TPP, you have so much vision. It does look like Warhawk is chasing Noxy. The rest of Fury Esports is still looting. And there goes Warhawk putting shots down on Noxy. Takes him down to about half health. Noxy able to make it up and over the ridge almost. Hiding behind the tree, and then he turns around and tries to put down some cover shots. Stop Warhawk from putting all this pressure on. And he does make it over the ridge. Noxy's just going to heal up over there. Attractions is pretty far away. Doesn't look like they're thinking of fighting Warhawk. They're just going to dip, try to maybe regroup with Bonkai and GI up north on Mansion. We have, wow, nobody choosing to go to that north side. Above the river, there is 0 players. Everyone below that, pretty much below that L line. We have 5, 6 teams down on that east side as well. Or west side, sorry. We have Console Killers up on the northest part. They have Always Thirst First spread out, and Exclusive and Nate do have El Chapo surrounded, it looks like. El Chapo could be in trouble, and the rest of CK is also heading up there. And with the rest of Always Thirst First so far away, it does not look like they will be able to do anything to help. You like that? It has jumped in a vehicle, but Chapo has surviving pretty well so far. He actually takes down Bazaar. And thirsts him out quick with that pump shotgun. But Zach's right there to then trade him out. Now You Like That has picked up his teammate. They are heading up there. They want revenge. They know it's a 3v3 at this point. Oh, they have turned around. They're going to go back and pick up Voice. We might still see a fight. Look, we have Winner's Circle now pushing down right onto Vigorous here with Samurai all alone in this building across the street from Brain and Sins. But he's jumped into his vehicle now. He's regrouping over there. Looks like it's just in time to escape from Winner's Circle, who are encroaching very close to his compound. Sixth Sense now making their move out of Milta. That circle has... It is in the circle, but they want a more centered location. That circle is favoring quite a lot of the teams except for those few that rotated or landed on that west side, but most are now inside the circle. A couple still are rotating in, and Dabin and another OG's member is driving right past Anarchy's Elite Gaming. They have been able to make it around, though. Now we have so many teams. It's like a Mad Max Fury Road down on the south by that west bridge. The OG's pulling up. Oh, we have a fight. Vigorous saw Brolic and Michu pull up at the farm. Laying down a ton of shots. As Chicken Fried from Team 5150 takes down Torchquakes. Attractions and Bonkai now have grabbed some vehicles. They're getting out of there. Oh, no, it is Bonkai and GI who have picked up Attractions and Noxie. So Winner's Circle now all back together. Looking good for Game 1. Trying to hold on to this first place that they have. So secure at the moment. But that could change. Anything can happen. It is the OXL, baby. We might head on to that west side where most of the teams are still looking for positions. Everywhere on this east side, they landed there inside the circle, so they're pretty secure with the places they have holding down right now. Always Thirst First now making their way into the circle right past the original Gamesterz. Taking that bike down, getting some big tags. Not able to get a knock. And Savage. Looks like he might have bumped into something. But he's able to make it away. Buggy starting to smoke. Frame's still putting shots down. Winner's Circle finding a spot on top of the hill. South of Potato Mountain, we have the Stomping Grounds taking up a split. But Joysticks is all alone on this road. Not moving. I don't know what's going on there. With Always Thirst First and coming up right onto his position. Joystick is there. Looks like he saw them come down into the compound. Just grabbing some information for his team. Maybe you're going to grab a kill or a knock if he can manage it. Storming right up onto the building. You like that? Coming around, they do see each other. And Joystick takes down, you like that. Here comes Voice now trying to get a trade if he can, but Joystick is falling right back with the support of his team who has Overwatch on the position. And Blaze will thirst out, you like that. Always Thirst First now hurting and down to 2 players after that earlier fight they also had. The rest of the Stomping Grounds now coming in after that knock. They know they're crippled. They want to finish them off. Savage making it way up the hill. He's got a vehicle, but Voice just trying to stay alive, dipping into the garage building. Or using it as cover so he can run back up the hill. Savage making it back down. He's going to pick up Voice, and they're probably just going to dip out of this location. So the Stomping Grounds picking up a nice point there. And Bonkai now looking down on the situation here in the shots. They take down Iraq. And Bonkai is able to get the thirst. Always. It looks like Torch is fighting with Excessive over here. Nada all alone in the compound with 3 members of Excessive. Dom and Tyrannical on the other side of the road up the hill trying to just keep him alive. But Fleet and Bloody Dabs are right inside the building. All that stands between Nada and 2 members of Excessive is a flight of stairs. And Nada runs down thinking they've dipped. Fleet right there waiting for him. Torch now needing to make it past Excessive. This next circle probably won't be up there. It might be, but chances are there's just no telling where it will be. We have Fury Esports actually pushing up into the circle late, just south of Vigorous. They might run right into them. This fight kind of at a stalemate, and it does look like Fury Esports is eyeing up Vigorous's compound. And there is the change of the circle. Winner circle on top of Potato Mountain, dead center. They're looking good for this phase. Team 5150 in the school apartments just able to stay inside of the circle. And here comes Fury Esports, pushing right up onto Vigorous, who does not know that they are coming. All they need to do is turn to their right. I don't think either team knows the other there. Now Samurai has spotted out Lazarus. That was crazy. He does take down Lazarus, not able to make it into cover after being caught out so open, unexpected there. Meanwhile, Narcanic from Team Hatred is taking down Quantum, Team G25. And Samurai now himself being taken down by Warhawk, who came up behind with the slow rotation on the flank, letting his teammates run to the other side and getting that surprise onto Vigorous. Warhawk now in the blue though. The rest of Fury Esports inside of the circle, holding Vigorous back now, as they're all gonna start to take damage. Warhawk has pushed up and passed, trying to regroup with Mask and Kofry. Kofry gets an angle onto Brain and takes him down with a heady. Brain crawling into the building. Sin's gonna try and just get that res, but Warhawk not gonna let him, putting pressure on, trying to keep them from getting back up. Sin's now coming around. Kofry and Mask not quite wanting to push all the way down in. But rotating around, Sins is barely able to make it into that window. Going down to like 10% health. Here comes a heal, but Warhawk is running right in as he's throwing the energy drink out at him. Trying to do a little damage before he's able to pull the gun out, but Warhawk does take him down. So now Fury Esports just gonna loot up, try to heal, figure out where they're gonna go from here now. As the blue has overtaken them, they have quite a bit of distance to run through after not even having a vehicle before And now the battle bots and team are taking down M4 and a Dream, taking down Blue Zone. That's happening in that new circle change on the just south of Pachinki. Here we go. M4 and a Dream now taking down Red Zone. And Prodigy finishing him off, taking down Surgeon. The original Gamesterz making their way up through the south side. 6 cents taking that major compound on the southeast section of the circle, preventing a lot. And while this is happening, Winner's Circle has found Excessive, and they do take them out, but not after Excessive is able to take down Attractions. The BattleBots now hearing all of these teams trying to rotate into the circle from that south side. They come over this hill and just see a cluster of vehicles and explosions and players. The Narcanic is running over Wick from Kingpins. Crypto from PG25 is pinned in the smoke on this blown up US with so many teams around. It's going to be difficult for him to get out of that one. B-Love gets taken down from Chappers. 6 cents now hearing all these shots. They come up over the hill behind the original Gamesterz. Slim Jimbo and Warnick putting some big shots down on Frame. Dabbin and Kappa now turning around. And Torch taking on Console Killers. Tyrannical does take down Exclusive. And Zach trades back and takes down Damo. And then Tyrannical takes down Zach. It's just a back and forth over there. Tyrannical taking down Nate. The BattleBots still third-partying the original Gamesterz with Sistofi taking down Cap'n and then getting stolen by Michu from 6 cents. The Kingpins now being pushed out by the circle are putting smokes down across the road, but it does look like these other teams are too busy to even turn around and put shots down on them. So they will have a nice little run in, luckily for them. And now Prodigy being taken down by Team Hatred, who rolled in to the circle late. Chappers and Sistofi running over the hill, trying to see if they can maybe get a trade or take them down. And back where we just left, we have Crypto taking down Dabbin, and then Mexozard taking down Crypto right afterwards. Here up top, Chappers does get taken down from High Caliber. So Team Hatred is in 51 against Sistofi. And then Always Thirst First end up getting the kill with the third party from the field. And now Team Team Hatred, with all of these vehicles, they should be able to just heal up and make it safely somewhere else. Or even just sneak into the edge here. They have a little bit of ridge cover. The Kingpins have made it up into the position the original Gamesterz were holding, with 6 cents just to the northeast of them. And now Team Hatred also behind in the same situation the original Gamesterz were just in. Now getting third-partied from both teams. Iconic rotating around the far side of the circle, going to come up right up behind Team Hatred, or they will go past. It's not quite in the circle, so it looks like they're going for a long, wide rotation. They should avoid most of this, but they will be under pressure from shots, as these teams do have line of sight with Iconic. And Slim Jimbo has actually run right down and cut him off as Mexozard gets knocked from Brolic. Lotus vehicle now on fire. He's going to have to bail out of there, but it does blow up. Brolic gets the kill. Harden does make it into a building, but Sixth Sense has him surrounded. And with Kingpins also back here, rezzing Mexozark, they shouldn't have to worry too much. But Brolic has that knock. He doesn't want to let it get up. They want to just finish this off. Nade's coming out, but he's already up and gone back. The nades are good. They're just not there anymore. Now Team Hatred has rotated to the north side of the circle and ended up right on top of Winner's circle. Turns out to be a little bad for them as the GI takes them both down. Harden just staying alive in his building. After that onslaught of shots from so many different teams they had to rotate through. In this fight between Sixth Sense and Kingpins, Slim Jimbo does take down Mexozark, but with Chomedy and Nij right on top, they should be able to get that res. Brolic and Warnick running right back on top of them. Nade's coming out from Warnick. Mexozark is back up. Brolic hits some headies on Nij and takes him down. Mexozark back in the fight after healing up. Trying to run to the tree to cover Nij, but ends up getting pinched by Brolic and Warnick. And now it is just Chomedy, who has only a tree against all of Sixth Sense. And they do take him down. So that is 8th place for the Kingpins. Torch Tyrannical running right past Always Thirst First. It does look like Savage has saw him. He's going to try and get some shots down. Tyrannical did see Savage, but he's not able to get into any significant cover as Savage just pops up and takes him out. So that is Torch eliminated in 7th place. Always Thirst First does have a bit of circle on that edge, but Winner's Circle, hearing those shots, does know that they're there now. And then with this higher ground, they might have some nasty little angles into that crater. But the Stomping Grounds heard the shots that Winner's Circle put down, and they're now coming up behind. The GI did notice them, and Bankai is able to take down Jive Turkey. All up to Joystick in place now as Bankai pops out and gets taken down by Blazed. 2 Blazed. GI now on the hard, playing aggressive, running on that hard right flank, takes down 2 Blazed, who's run back to try and maybe revive Jive Turkey. And now Noxie finishing off Joystick. And that is a 6th place for the Stomping Grounds. Sixth Sense looks like they've pushed forward a little bit, or maybe Yes Fear Esports has ended up, after their long rotation, right on top of Sixth Sense. Now Warnick taking down Kofry. Warhawk being taken down by Michu, and then Mask going down to the blue. That is a 5th place for Fear Esports. Now Harden trying to capitalize on this situation, knows there's the knock, takes down Michu as he's reviving Brolic, and almost takes down Warnick in the process. Just shooting through the smoke, trying to do anything he can. Just a 2v1. Warnick now on the res behind that smoke, and Slim Jimbo running on this low side, trying to prevent Harden from pushing up or getting any significant angles. But the Winner's Circle, they're an aggressive team. They want more points. They hear these shots. Now Harden making it back to a tree. Slim Jimbo sees him, takes him down to about half health, but does not get the knock. How do I get to him? No, I missed it. Slim Jimbo takes down Harden with a nade. And now with Always Thirst First running into this next circle, trying to get a better position than what they had. Noxie comes back and tries to prevent them from doing so. So it's the GI and Bonkai holding off 6 cents and Noxie holding off Always Thirst First. Noxie taking down Savage as he runs up into the smoke. And Brolic and Michu, but Michu steals the kill from him and Brolic takes down the GI. Voice then comes up and takes down Noxie. So winner circle now down to just Bonkai. And Voice is then in turn taken down from Slim Jimbo on 6 cents, who still has all 4 members alive against just Bonkai. Bonkai did not see Brolic coming up behind him, but he is able to put the rock between them. Get a kill or a knock before they take him down. He is able to get Slim Jimbo and thirst him out. And spraying that SKS after he runs out of ammo, but it is not enough as he is just being flooded by the remaining members of 6 cents, who do pick up Game 1 chicken dinner with 13 kills. Winner's Circle coming in 2nd place. They had 12 kills. Always Thirst First picking up 4 kills on their way to 3rd place. Iconic, just the 2-man this week, picking up 4th place. And then Fury Esports in 5th place with 5 kills. GG's and see you game 2.
tried everything we could, but you know it's never that easy. I tried in every way to let you know. My feelings always get in the way. You know, 'cause you can see through me. I tried but never got far enough. I'd do anything to have you back again. I would risk my life for you, yeah, I do it. I do anything, 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 I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it. I would. We tried everything we could, but you know it's never that easy. I tried in every way to let you know. My feelings always get in the way. You know, 'cause you can see through me. I tried but never got far enough. I'd do anything to have you back again. I would risk my life for you, yeah, I do it. I do anything, 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 I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it. I would.
And we are rolling with game 2, which I need to change because I'm bad at things. There. Game 2. We got selected over here punching me and maybe dabbing. Yeah. We're having a little fist fight between dabbing and selected here. And now we have the pink sweater dropping into the fight here. It's just a barrage of fists and dust and sweat. Oh, the Superman punches are coming out now. But enough of that as the plane is taking off from Alcantara all the way down past Chuma Serra and to the central south coast. So we're in... So we are in for a little scenic flight here as we head all the way across Miramar. It's a little foggy down there. See how that affects these players. Alright, wonder who we're gonna get stuck on today. You know, PUBG's broken, probably won't let me spectate. But we love Miramar. Alright, here we go. Nice, and we do have the scores updated for you. I will. Update right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. Not sure how I feel about it. Right? Takes longer to scroll too. Oh, and we do have a kill already with G25 Fua taking down someone. I apologize, I did miss that. But the first kill of game 2 does go to G25 Fua. Alright, here we hit this spectate, and we're watching Excessive, baby! Who has dropped pretty much right where we did. Just split. Up on that road. Okay, here we go. We have Bloody Dabs looting a church. Picking up those heals. Level 1 gear. Saying no to that SKS. He prefers his M16. Fleet now with the Christmas gingerbread man suit. Yeah, he does have himself a little canine. Finds that level 2 helmet to complete his armor set with that level 1 vest. Looks like he's actually rocking a AK and a canine. Those 7.62s hit hard. Sweaty. The team leader looks like. Number 1, and Torch is going up against Vigorous with Dom taking down Samurai. Unfortunately, with not knowing where all the teams are, I don't even know where teams land, so that could be happening anywhere. We do have one more member, Trip, the northernmost member of Excessive. He's got the 3 vest and 2 gear. Rocking an M4 with a red dot and an SKS. Nice little loadout there. Maybe an 8 times on it. I can't actually see that scope. And Console Killer's exclusive. It was a Console Killer member, maybe. Exclusive takes down Crypto from G25. That extended fight happening from earlier, or maybe they've just run into a completely new team. Bloody Dabs found himself a level 3 vest, but still, or backpack, but still rocking that level 1 vest. Also still rocking that micro Uzi. Maybe we'll see that get taken all the way to that final circle. Being treated to just tons of 5s to fill up that scar. Won't have any shortage of bullets to spray at whoever might cross his path. Now finding a vehicle. Excessive will start their rotation north. So after that, game 1, with Winner's Circle picking up 2nd place, they are able to hold on to their lead and stay in 1st. With 79 points and 52 kills. 6 Cents with your game 1 chicken dinner winners have moved all the way up into 2nd place with 51 points and 36 kills. In 3rd, we have Always Thirst First. They have 37 points and 19 kills. Following closely behind them is Anarchy Elite Gaming with 31 points and 21 kills. And then finally in 5th place, we have Fury Esports with 30 points and 18 kills. Could go even further if you wanted. The Battle Bots, they have 6th place secured with 28 points and 25 kills. Iconic, who are unfortunately just a 2-man tonight, they are in 7th place. They did manage to pick up, I believe, 4th place last game. And they are 7th place with 27 points and 6 kills. Right behind them is Torch, 26 points, 15 kills, 8th place. Original Gamesterz in 9th place, 23 points and 15 kills. And we do have Bloody Dabs finally dropping that micro Uzi, picking up a K9. Going from a complete opposite up range or close range gun to the longest one you can grab. A bolt action sniper. Anyways, we'll get back to these scores as Excessive will just continue to loot and rotate. Maybe we'll see them run into a team eventually, but at the moment, just a little bit of running simulator. Kingpins are in 10th place. They have 20 points and 11 kills. 11th place, Team 5150, 20 points and 11 kills. Also, looks like we do have a tie for 10th place. Console Killers. Oh, no, we gotta go to damage, I guess, so it is not a tie. There is always a variable to break it. Console Killers are in 12th place. 19 points and 10 kills. Vigorous, who were just a 3-man this week. They have 19 points and 10 kills. Excessive in 14th, 13 points, 11 kills. Team Hatred, 11 points, 11 kills. The Stomping Grounds, 10 points, 8 kills. And G25 Gaming, 8 points and 4 kills. Let's go with game 2. Fleet has no fear, just pedal to the floor across these sand dunes that are Miramar. Finally hits the brakes to save from flipping over. But now with the hard shift north, Excessive is in a tough situation, as they will just have to continue to drive and hope that they don't end up in the firing line of another team, and that they can secure a safe position once they do end up inside of that circle. No clown cars for Excessive either, as they do each have their own vehicle, which is always nice to see. Stay safe. Especially with all this coronavirus going around, you don't want to infect your teammates. Keep a good distance, social distance yourself from your teammates. We do hear some shots coming down. Hopefully we see Excessive pull up and... Oh no! He just flipped his vehicle, but only taking a slight amount of damage. He makes it back. But unfortunately, Warhawk and Fury Esports is right there on the other side of that ridge, with Warhawk taking down Fleet. Lazar picking up that thirst very quickly. The rest of Excessive managing to turn off in time. Make it past, but there is a crazy fight going on now behind them as Fury Esports gave away their position to for them. There's another team up in this compound. Excessive, just unfortunately no places left for them to safely get to. Sweaty vehicle is on fire, just managing to dip over the ridge, taking some heavy shots from a team in that compound. And as they drive past the next compound, there is also another team. Team Hatred, OKC, taking down Sweaty. Just a tough rotation for Excessive. We must have had a lot of teams on that south side moving into the central area. Just all of these compounds have already been claimed. Trip losing a tire, but managing to make it away. Not quite into safety yet, but he pulls up just by minus here, with another team actually in minus, but does not sound like they are running up on him. He'll be able to regroup a little bit, relax after that crazy rotation that they just went through. And Bloody Dabs now just snaking these teams driving past him. And now with that TPP, the driver of this buggy is just trying to get some information, see where Bloody Dabs ran off to. And now he's pinched in between these two players. Oh, it is the original Gamesterz. Cap'n throwing a grenade on top, but it bounces off the shack. Now here we have Cap'n pushed right up on top of the shack that Bloody Dabs is pinned inside, with the rest of the original Gamesterz preventing him from running outside. But it does look like the original Gamesterz is being third-partied now by the Kingpins and Warhawk. Or, the Fury Esports, sorry. Warhawk takes down Oreo Hitman, while Kingpins take down Dabin. And they will be thirsted out, but all the while, Cap'n able to keep the pressure up and finish off Excessive, or not finish them off. Trip is still alive, but take out Bloody Dabs. And then Lazar taking down Cap'n after all of that. Now, unfortunately, the action has died down a little bit with Trip nowhere near, hiding, staying alive, trying to get a little bit more placement points. We do hear footsteps, though. There is a team in this building near him. All he has to do is stay hidden, hope they don't perch in, but the original Gamesterz still under pressure as Mexozark from the Kingpins does finish him off. Trip just moving ever so slightly, trying to just hide himself as much as possible. Snaking in the back of this truck. He is just barely inside of that next circle, and now we have Iconic going up against Team Hatred with Loda taking down OKC, but then High Caliber right there able to trade out the kill and thirst Loda. And Team Hatred now, the gun is taking down one of his teammates. And then Harden takes down an Arcanic. I kind of missed that, what happened there. That was a little confusing. But it is still happening with Harden taking down Gun and Chomedy taking down Chomedy. And now the Stomping Grounds going up against Team 5150. Oh, this player is right on top of Trip, but he does not see him hiding in the back of the truck. Drops back into the warehouse. He is safe for the moment. And now the original Gamesterz, who are still alive, frame banging, gets a kill. Now there might be a little issues with the blue here and teams being kept out. Now Nij seems to have gone down to himself. Probably just trying to prevent points. Now Console Killers exclusive taking down Chicken Fried with an SLR headshot. Brolic taking down Kofry. Frame banging still getting kills now on the winner's circle, who he seemed to have come across with a headshot onto GI. Now Nate, as Torch has joined that battle, Nate takes down Tyrannical. Trip. The Snakein MVP of Game 2. This team does not have any clue that he is right next to them. .38 players now left alive in this Phase 4 circle, which is about to close. But as I say it, Joystick takes down For Sure Mask, lowers it to 37. And then right after, Michu takes down Frame Banging, who has... And that will be it for the OGs. Bonkai now finishing off Lazar. The Play Zone taking down Bot Prodigy. Does look like they have seen him in the back of this truck as they jump right on top of him. And unable to do much, tries to just pop out on him, but Always Thirst First does take him down. Now Always Thirst First, who do still have all 4 members up, are on a mission, rotating to this new circle in the graveyard. You like that with the golden UMP. Level 3 vest. Another level 3 vest. Does look like every member of Always Thirst First does have a level 3 vest. No crates, but don't really need them. And Savage now getting a spot onto some players to the north of them. Just letting them know that they're there and they're not safe. Now we have the play zone taking down. And Savage runs right up on top of the remaining player of Team Hatred, High Caliber, and takes them down. Now the GI, who did get revived, takes down Voice from ATF. It was Winner's Circle to the north. And now Torch still fighting with Console Killers. Dom taking down Zach and Exclusive. Looks like they have been eliminated. And Sins from Vigorous Esports also takes down a player. Voice getting revived as the Winner's Circle changes target and takes down Wick from the Kingpins. Voice almost able to get a heady on that player as he just ducks as he lines up the shot. The Stomping Ground is now taking down the GI as I wreck. It's a nasty little angle from Voice, but the player is taken down before he's able to pull the trigger. Just have these teams filling out these remaining areas. The circle will be pushing forwards here in about 15 seconds. So this team that is in that compound will have to rotate. Always Thirst First knows this, so they're trying to set up some kind of line to gatekeep this from running in. The player jumps off the roof to loot and gets tagged up by the canine from Voice. They do make it onto a bike though, so they will be able to rotate at least out. And the Stomping Grounds, the Battle Bots, and Winner's Circle all getting into a big three-way battle with Attractions taking down Chappers and M4 in a Dream. Anarchy's Elite Gaming now joining with a grenade onto Torch Quakes. Chopper sees this player up on the top of the bell tower. Tries to put down some shots, but the player dips back down inside and to safety. Jive Turkey taking down Nada. Attractions takes down Joystick from the Stomping Grounds. And then Two Blazed turns around and takes down Attractions. And now Sixth Sense is also in that fight, with Brolic stealing Attractions away. Twenty players left alive now. Phase 6 almost closed. Iraq getting revived with the Om now taking down Surgeon. After a brief moment of silence, you just hear the crack of the Om and a knock. Now Michu taking down Damo with a canine. Surgeon does bleed out. Or get thirsted, one of the two. ATF now making their move up into the graveyard. Ain't no time like the present. Taking a few tags, but they do all safely make it into the main church building here. We have You Like That and Chapo getting up onto the roof, while Savage and Voice hold the inner side of the building. And all these teams still going at it on that western side with Joystick taking down Bonkai. Brolic now taking down Iraq. Slim Jimbo taking down Red Zone. And also M4 Laser, and that will be Anarchy's Elite Gaming eliminated. Now the GI. Brolic taking down Joystick. And Jive Turkey taking down Bonkai. It's just trade after knock after trade after kill. No team really able to make any significant gains on the other. They're just dropping one by one. Two Blaze now taking down Warnick and thirsting him out. We can see this happening now down on that road at the edge of the blue. Chapo taking the opportunity to put some shots down with that VSS. As we have 6 cents now running into, or I don't know who it is. Somebody running, charging into the building. Irek, who has been revived, now takes down Slim Jimbo. $11 players left alive. 22 seconds. And we have the final phase going up. I believe we still have the Stomping Grounds and 6 cents alive, along with Always Thirst First. There could be some snakes as well. Really, who can say? Smoke's coming out. All kinds of utility from Always Thirst First. They're trying to make the first move. Nade's coming down on top of them now. Voice getting heavily tagged, but not getting knocked, able to make it behind the corner and get a first aid in. Now we have a fight. Oh, Vigorous, who is still alive, takes down 2 Blazed from the Stomping Grounds. Or Wreck turns around and then answers and takes down Sins. Sins does get thirsted out. And now Brolic with the Groza taking down Jive Turkey. This final circle is now active, closing in. Chapo taking down Brain, Michu taking down Voice. There is still a team up on the roof. It is 6 cents. who are in a very strong position to also take game 2. But it is 3 members alive for Always Thirst First and 2 members alive for 6 cents. Well, always third first, can just keep them up there. They do have center zone. 6th Sense does need to jump down on top of them. You like that knows that he's going to get right underneath them. So 6th Sense now in trouble as they need to get these knocks. And they do. Michu takes down Savage as they both drop down on top of You Like That. And they are able to take him down. It is now a 2 versus 1. Brolic and Michu versus Chapo. But Chapo takes down Michu to make it a 1v1. Brolic with the Groza versus Chapo with the M4. Brolic putting heavy pressure down. Tries to get the jump shot over the wall. He's just getting 1 tag every spray, but it's enough. Chapo can't get any bullets through the fence. And Brolic does take him down. What a final for that game, too. Jeez. That was crazy. Okay, and here we go. 6 cents now with 2 OXL chicken dinners in a row. Will they make it 3? Well, we're about to find out. And I will be able to spectate and watch what happens, so there will be no guesswork involved. Well, maybe a little bit, but you know. We've got here a plane path that is west to east, just south of Georgia Pole, around that hospital area on the coast, to up around Yasnaya. We saw no teams above the river and Yasnaya last game on Erangel. We might see that change here with this new plane path on this game. Most of those teams were concentrated around the southwest corner and southeast corners of the map. But here we go, 5 seconds until the plane. And here we go with Game 3. I have it on the wrong screen. I apologize. You haven't missed anything. But I will. These are the right scores? No. I do need to update Game 3, so I am not a liar. Can I get to the right option? Thank you. Game 3, OXL, Week 2 of the TPP variety. Oh, and now it's just game. You know what I mean? We're just gaming. We're just game, dude. My number lock is not turned off or on or whatever it is that lets you type numbers. I think off. On. I really don't know. Leave me alone. Here we go. 6 cents. Looks like they have changed it up. They want to keep this win streak going. They want to get a little variety in their gameplay. They chose to go to Pachinki instead of Milta this game, as Milta was pretty far away. And now, with this new plane path, we do see quite a different story, with most of the teams clustered in that central area. We have 3 teams heading down for that southeast side again, as Fury Esports and Team 5150 are both in their vehicles driving past Excessive, who landed in Lipovka. The original Gamesterz doing their thing, getting lucky center circle in Georgia Pole, and it appears we have Warhawk taking down for sure Mask. Wonder what is happening there. Trying to shoot out the vehicle, maybe takes him down as they're driving. Unfortunate. And we do have the bars updated for the bottom bar. So, the scores will be scrolling across your screen here in now. Okay, so we'll get back to this game here as G25 is driving and Team Hatred is still actually parachuting in with the Narcanic and another member in a vehicle behind. But OKC looks like dropping right on top of G25 in Milta. There could be a little bit of trouble there. He might be going for a vehicle, but G25 Dog trying to run him over as he runs back to the warehouse. Crypto now with a weapon, putting some shots down. And Dog in hot pursuit. The Narcanic and the rest of the team now coming in. Gun and I can't see High Caliber joining OKC and pushing Dog back. So that fight will just get postponed for a little bit. We also have Always Thirst First and the Stomping Grounds landing on the southwest side, choosing to do the same thing as last game around the quarry area. And that fight is going on between Team Hatred and G25. But Milta is a decent sized town. Lots of space to move around. Lots of opportunities to get rezzed if you do get knocked. We have Team 5150 and Fury Esports just all mixed in, split together in Milta and Mini Milta. Or Milta Power, sorry. Warhawk and Homicide in the same compound. Warhawk does look like he's hunting Homicide. Homicide's just sitting, trying to stay hidden in that back room of the Blue Shack. Think Fast and Chicken Fried, though, quick to support. As Chicken Fried comes storming in on a vehicle and pushing Warhawk back into a different building with Think Fast running up behind Homicide. And now Warhawk using a little bit of an advantage that they gave up this side of the compound to run back to maybe get to his team as he is being hunted by Team 5150. Where are we at? Gotta go north. As the winner's circle does look like they've found the Kingpins. We'll get up and watch that as we also watch what unfolds between Fury Esports and Team 5150. Attractions right on top of Kingpins, keeping that information feeding to his team. Kingpins might not know that he was there, as more of these teams are rotating to the north side. It's Always Thirst First and the Stomping Grounds have both made it into vehicles and are rotating up to that north side. 6 Cents making it out of Pichinki. Iconic going north. We do have shots now coming out from the Kingpins as Homicide has found Kofry in that fight over between 5150 and now Warhawk taking down Mask again. I don't know if they're having problems with each other. This is a little toxic. Warhawk just dropping straight down to get that res back up though. Big Clock and Chicken Fried being pinched. Lazar has a decent angle from the south. But Think Fast is driving in with the vehicle to see if maybe they can scoop them up and make it out. And now all these other teams rotating into this. We have a... So going on this game, Samurai runs over Brain and then Zach right there to thirst him out. And now with Snowgoon taking down Nate, Bizarre finishes off the other two members, Sins and Snowgoon, and Vigorous will be eliminated. We're gonna get up. There's just too many teams in a small area here. I think our best bet is the bridge choke point with the winner's circle taking down Joystick. And now we actually have 3 teams up here on top of the hill with the 6th Sense trying to move into Excessive's compound. But there is also the Battle Bots right behind who also are eyeing it up. Running full steam ahead all the way to the top of the hill, but Michu might see them. No, he is looking at the compound. So the BattleBot's running right up behind Michu here. He could be in trouble with Prodigy if he looks and gets this angle onto him. And he does. He sees Michu and takes him down. They're going to thirst him out right quick as the rest of 6 Sense has already pushed into the compound. And a big nade from Warnick getting onto that roof, taking Trip down. So now Fleet gonna have to run in there and get that res up. And the BattleBots also here with the third party ready to pick up any steals or knocks that they can manage to grab. Now Team Hatred's fighting G25 again with Gun taking down Quantum. Excessive in trouble now as Fleet is rezzing Trip. The BattleBots do manage to get an angle onto him and knock Fleet before he's able to get Trip up. And now Sweaty jumping onto these rezzes while Bloody Dabs just tries to hold these teams off. M4 in a Dream running around on the flank, getting better angles, trying to pinch them out. Oh man. Now here we have the next phase. This is a slow fight happening at the moment. No team really wants to commit to rushing into any of the others. Warhawk now flipping his vehicle and getting knocked far behind Lazar, who does not look like he is stopping to turn around. And Trip being knocked again, but is in a safe location to just be picked right back up. Brolic now coming out of the building, getting ready with a nade, throwing it up into the second floor. We now have Warhawk does bleed out. Unfortunately, we have Anarchy's Elite Gaming pulling up onto Iconic's compound, but Iconic putting the shots down, preventing them from pulling up completely. And they do push them off up north and into the stomping grounds as Jive Turkey does take down Surgeon and M4 Laser. Does look like Excessive is trying to rotate out of this compound now, with 3 members already far down the hill, but Sweaty does get knocked as they're running away. Trip is still in the garage building, holding down this location, trying to cover as they get there. Slim Jimbo now running up into the building. Does see Trip popping a heel and takes him down before he's able to pull his gun out. And Fleet also being taken down now from Slim Jimbo, or maybe he was still down from earlier. I missed it. Here we go. Another hard shift. That is a toxic circle. It is almost more than half over the water. Excessive do have a buggy they're able to jump onto and make it out of here, as Team Hatred trying to rotate into this new circle drives past the BattleBots, and the Narconic gets knocked, and then the OKC and Gun and High Caliber end up being stopped by M4 in a Dream and Chappers. So now with the blue overtaking, Sweaty is actually still here picking fights with 6 Cents. The BattleBots will probably disengage and run into the circle after that few points they picked up from. And we do still have a lot of teams. There is not a lot of space. We're going to see a lot of people die right now, as everybody just tries to head into this circle. Torch safe with a position in a compound already. The Stomping Grounds pulling up on a bunker. The Console Killers able to drive past Always Thirst first, but then Zach does get knocked by Winner's Circle, who are right afterwards. These teams just running the gauntlet right now. Almost impossible to make it past all of them. Eventually, you're just going to take too much damage, and Dabin does take down a member of Anarchy's Elite Gaming with a grenade. Okay, we're seeing most of our fights up on that north side. There's a lot of teams pushing in from the east still, with Brolic taking down Homicide after Big Clock took down Warnick. And TSG joining the fight as well, with Two Blazed taking down Big Clock. The Stomping Grounds now in a position to gatekeep Sixth Sense, who are gonna have to pull some pretty fancy stuff if they want to make this trio happen. Bizarre now got separated from the rest of the Console Killers, just makes it into the circle, but runs into a wall almost that is all of these teams just set up here. But Brolic and Slim Jimbo on their bike, able to make it past while everybody's distracted shooting at Bizarre. And Bloody Dabs falling and getting knocked or getting thirsted by the blue. Excessive is still alive with Fleet and Sweaty making it into the circle now. There are a lot of teams on this east side and none of them are in the circle. They will have to push further forward while being under pressure from multiple teams. As we can see here, the Stomping Grounds are surrounded by Iconic down low and BattleBots up high, with Loda taking down Two Blazed, but then Chappers stealing that kill away. And Orange now also has an angle onto Iconic as Dom takes down Harden, and then Jive Turkey finishes off Loda. Now Wreck just being caught out in the open by Chappers. Jive Turkey is now the last remaining member of the Stomping Grounds. We have Excessive still making their move. They've just been under fire for like the last 10 minutes. Torch jumping into their vehicles. They're going to have to push out of their compound and up the coast. Winner's Circle spreading out over a large area, trying to control as much as they can. These teams now just filling in any nook and cranny, these little dips. And all of the rock formations on the coast will just, anywhere a player can hide, they will find it. Fleet takes down Torch as they rotate up in front. But then they turn around and take down Fleet as Sweaty is down below. Was not able to thirst out Tyrannical as Nada will pick him up. But Fua now from G25 takes down Nada as he's rezzing. So now there's two players knocked for Torch in behind, while Dom and Quakes are pinned down, separated from them. And Fua able to thirst out Tyrannical and steal that kill away from Excessive. And also just securing that second point onto Nada. Sweaty hopped in for the aquatic play as he just swims along the coast, hoping nobody looks down and everybody's too distracted up high here. He manages to pull up onto the coast, and it looks like he will be able to just get barely inside of the circle and just wait this phase out. I don't know if he will be able to make it up that cliff afterwards, though. He might be trapped down there. The BattleBot's now running into Jive Turkey. His Prodigy does take him down. That will be a 12th place for the Stomping Grounds. Slim Jimbo sees G25 on the coast and just keeping them pinned down. Trying to just get that lucky headshot. And it does look like Dom has spotted out the last member of Excessive. So where do we have here? The teams are moving in from this south side, but the GI managing to get a knock onto Brolic with the mini headshot. Original Gamesterz making their move across the field from that North George area. Tapping out ahead does get killed by the BattleBots, I believe. Well, we have Lazar coming out of nowhere into the compound that Kingpins is holding. Taking a bit of damage, but is able to make it into the compound. That nade just perfectly makes it into the window and does take him out before he's able to pop that heal. So 10th place for Fury Esports. Always Thirst first, now pushing down the coast onto G25 with Torch on the other side. What happens here, and Slim Jimbo also with the other angle if they do pop up and over this ridge. Nades coming out from Dog. Right on top of them, taking them both down to half health. Big nade from Dog. Unfortunately, they're not really able to get any information from it, so they do not know that both those players were pretty low health. And that nade just sails way far. Trying to go for Crypto. All these teams do have to move. That circle shifted south. The Kingpins, the original Gamesterz, the BattleBots are all inside. The winner's circle probably do have a position inside. They're just not all set up there yet. Exclusive might be in a little bit of trouble here. This fight now finally unfolds between G25 and Always Thirst First as Dog pops up and takes down Voice and Savage. You like that? Just bailing back now. Crypto going down to the blue. He must have fallen off the cliff. Exclusive also going down to the blue. So that will be 9th place for Console Killers and 8th place for Console Killers. No, 7th place for, I'm sorry, 9th place for Console Killers and 8th place for Always Thirst First. And now this Torch turns around and sees G25 running into the field. Damo taking down Dog, and Fua taking down Slim Jimbo. So after a run of 2 chicken dinners in a row, 6 Cents is taken out in 7th place. Now Attractions pinning Fua outside of the circle on this rock, or winner's circle. And there's just too much for Fua. He's taken down by 3 members of winner's circle. As Noxie tries to hold Torch off from the other side. Twakes has been taken down. Dom will just drop down onto the res. Noxie getting a cheeky little tag onto Dom. And now they're being pinched from Bonkai, who grabbed the other angle. He's just circling around trying to stay alive, but they do take him down. 5th place for Torch. Original Gamesterz now trying to make their move as Dabin bails out of the vehicle just in time before it explodes. He's staying alive. We're actually going to get in there, but M4 in a Dream does take him down. Framebanging now snaking the last member for the original Gamesterz. And Wick able to spot out Dabin and steal that kill away from the BattleBots. Kingpins with a nice little position with the only compound still in this circle. Phase 7, 12 people alive still, 4 teams. Winner's circle with all 4 members. The BattleBots with 3, and the Kingpins who also have all 4 members. The original Gamesterz are 1 member with just frame banging. So now we have the fight. Looks like the BattleBots, who will have to push up into the circle, should be over here watching them as they got their smoke trail out. There are just so many smokes coming out from the BattleBots. M4 and a Dream tries to run up and through, but Noxie preventing him from doing so, and Framebanging popping up at the perfect time to take down Chappers and thirst him out, getting a nice little point at the end of this for them. And also, he's still staying alive for the time being inside of the circle. Could be a decent little position later on. And Bonkai now spotting out Prodigy. M4 in a Dream is left all alone for the BattleBots. So now it is 4 members of Winner's Circle, 4 members of Kingpins, 1 member OGs, and 1 member of the BattleBots. As Attractions is looping around back, trying to get some information on Kingpin's compound. And Nij takes down Framebanging with a big snipe. 4th place for the original Gamesterz. And he also takes down M4 in a Dream right afterwards. Little double kill for Nij with that M24. And now it is 8 players left alive. 4 versus 4. Winner's Circle versus Kingpins. And Winner's Circle do have the circle. But Mexozark takes down GI. So now that gives them a little bit of advantage to maybe get out of that compound early and push up onto them while they are hurt. Attractions and Bonkai were able to hold the Kingpins back. GI has been revived. Winner's Circle back up to full strength. And now 20 seconds. That circle Wick is taken down from Bonkai. And Attractions able to get an angle onto Mexozark, takes him down. There's just Chomedy and Nij. 4 versus 2. And now Nidge being taken down by Noxy. Traction's just thirsting out Mexozart. Chomedy, last member alive for Kingpins being pushed back into the blue, doesn't want to give up the point, is able to make it out and around with the GI hot on his trail. So Winner's Circle do pick up the game 3 win. They have that's 11 kills. And then Kingpins, they have 5 kills, able to hold that compound, pick up second place. The BattleBots in third place with 8 kills. The original Gamesterz with 2 kills and a 4th place. And then Torch coming in 5th with 3 kills. We got one more on Miramar, so we'll get it all set up and be ready for that. Okay, and here we go with game 4 back on Miramar. I'm gonna update our little game info tab here. So y'all can't call me a liar. And here we go, week 2, game 4. Winner's Circle picking up that chicken dinner in game 3. They are able to just skate through, holding that first place through these first 3 games. Is that how it works? Just fly forwards, you said? I don't know, man. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because you hit an invisible wall. Yeah. Oh, I hit it. Damn, that's way better than drowning. FPP, baby. Why do I fall so slowly? Alright, and here we go. We're gonna drop in and see who we get stuck with today. Spectate. And it is back on excessive. Who didn't opt to go to that southern area, but instead went just south of Pozo. Changing it up. Oh yeah. Gotta keep these players guessing. Trip looking for anything and everything, as it's all just useful to him. Every time he turns a corner, it's another upgrade. He's picking up even more. There's not gonna be a single thing left in this building. Oh yeah. Does decide to keep the Winnie over the barrel, as he's finally now getting enough loot that he can't keep picking it up, or it's no longer upgrades. Fleet over here grabbing a buggy, wants to make sure they're able to rotate into that circle, as they are currently on the outside. We do have it going north this time. This fleet will head up. Okay. We have these scores updated, so I will push those in there. Not too much change there, with Winner's Circle still in first place, 6 cents still in second, Always Thirst first. Coming up in third, BattleBots taking fourth place, and Torch now in fifth place. Excessive now already, as they are coming up behind the vehicle, but Team 5150 and Fury Esports have found each other. They seem to be doing that on both maps. They land in a similar area. with them both landing Milta Power on Erangel, and now wherever they land on Miramar together. Excessive not wanting any of this shots after last game driving past all, or last Miramar match driving past all of those teams, unfortunately costing it for them. So trying to play it nice and safe this time. And now the Kingpins and Team Hatred going at it with Wick, taking that AKM and putting down OKC. Excessive now expanding their fleet, adding a bicycle, motor bicycle. Yep. And they do pass another bike, so now they do have a vehicle for each individual player. And now all of these teams going at it with Torch now taking down, I think, Joystick from the Stomping Grounds. Already down to 58 players in this first phase of Miramar. We did start with 66. Trippin' fleet now pulling up to a compound that they have found is safe, while Bloody Dabs and Sweaty look for maybe something else that they can pick up. Spread out and increase their chances at surviving even longer. The Stomping Grounds, I wreck, as they continue their fight with Torch, taking down Dom. Phase 1 now almost closed, as we have this pretty far north circle, where a lot of that area to the northeast was not encircled, and now Excessive driving right up onto a ridge with the team just with console killers just waiting for them, as Bloody Dabs gets knocked off the vehicle, and Sweaty not able to do much, falling down with the bike as they get taken out by the console killers. But with that split they had, Trip and Fleet are still alive. And in that next phase, as it goes down pretty much central, little bit southwest, and now we have Lazar taking down ThinkFast as that battle between Fury Esports and 5150 rages on. I really wish we could go spectate it, but what are you gonna do when PUBG doesn't agree with you? It's good to have some variation in the map selection instead of just playing. And Trip does actually see Anarchy's Elite Gaming here popping up on the hill just above them, as they also see the console killers and Blue Zone taking down Bazaar. Trip lining up his shot, wants to make sure he gets this knock, but the player able to dip back down and below the ridge. So now the console killers, who did take out the other 2 members of Excessive, are pretty close to this compound now. And Anarchy's Elite Gaming is also just up the hill from them. Anarchy's Elite Gaming still holding the top of that ridge. But now they know Excessive is in these buildings, so they're not going to give up any easy angles anymore. And now Chicken Fried with the double kill on Kofra and Lazar. As it does look like. But Lazar, who had Homicide knocked. Homicide does bleed out. Trip now just watching Anarchy's Elite Gaming. As they just pop up and down, checking. Trying to bait a few shots, maybe. A little bit of a stall here. We do have a circle change. We're keeping it on that southwest edge. Excessive is just barely inside, but the Anarchy's Elite Gaming is not. So they will have to push around or right through, depending on what they feel like doing. Or that was console killers up on top of the hill. They were also nearby. Anarchy's Elite Gaming might have ran off already. And there go the team as they vanish into the distance. Good old PUBG. Floating pans. Kingpins have found Team Hatred as Nij gets a double kill, taking down Narcanic and Gun. Trip now rocking that 6 times on his M4. Ready to laser the next person who shows their face up around here. Now that circle is closing. 48 players left alive. 47 now as the GI from Winner's Circle takes down Jive Turkey. Always Thirst First and the original Gamesterz now fighting with El Chapo taking down Frame Banging. Here we'll go. We'll just watch as this next phase pops up. See if Now Bot Prodigy taking down Loda from Team Iconic. And with that circle shift, instead of continuing that southwest pattern, it chooses to go east. The stomping ground still locked in with the winner's circle. Two Blazed answers back for that earlier kill and takes down the GI. Excessive do look like they're making their move now. They're gathering on the bike. Blue right there. They're able to just beat it out though and not take any damage. Fleet popping the wheelie, but then the bike turns up and fucking crashes. How unfortunate. Trip's like, nah, I'm getting my own bike now. Bikes are just so unpredictable. Luckily they were able to stay up and that didn't end it for them right there. Their engine, it does look like they can pull right up into this God House here and not be contested. It hasn't even been looted. A shot ringing off the pan of Fleet. Now with this smaller circle and it moving in, we will start to hear a lot of fighting going on as teams are now pushed into this small area, less than a kilometer across. Sixth Sense now showing up in the kill feed. Michu taking out Two Blazed. Starting the week off strong, but then having a little bit of a rough game 3, hoping to come back in game 4 and pull it off again. They are in second place, so they do have with quite a bit of points to make up onto winner's circle. And now the Vigorous has taken out Always Thirst First without losing a single member. That will be help for them later on, as we can see most of the time when these teams do end up getting into engagements, they might lose a player or two, which is great. You will pick up those 4 points, but puts you at a disadvantage later on. Now this circle changes again, and Excessive will have to move, favoring just pretty much moving further into the center. Bot Prodigy taking down Red Zone from Anarchy Elite Gaming and thirsting him out. Just some long range battles as players try to maneuver around. Warnick from Sixth Sense taking down G25 Crypto. "35 players left alive in this tiny circle." The original Gamesterz now third partying that fight, and with Oreo Hitman taking down Blue Zone from Anarchy Elite Gaming. Dabin does finish him off. And Chicken Fried from Team 5150 now taking down G25 Fua. Excessive able to get a little bit of revenge for earlier taking down a member from Console Killers. There is quite the cluster of fighting going on as teams are just getting knocked from what seems like everywhere. Brolic knocks Brain, but then Chicken Fried takes down Brolic. Excessive able to make it past the player in the shack, hoping to maybe pull up into a ridge or onto a little bit of cover, but there is not much in this circle. They decide to go back and just take this shack from what was probably just one player. But they pop up, and now Fleet has been knocked. And Sostofi finishes off Excessive, taking down Trip. So now the BattleBots, who have a pretty good position up on this highest hill, and they are fighting the original Gamesterz on the other side of it, with M4 and a Dream taking down Oreo, Hitman, and Dabin. Picking up that crate as well, so that'll be some nice fresh 3 gear for them. Making this nice situation even nicer, but they do have to move off of this hill. They have 2 players with level 3 helmets. The BattleBots looking good in this game 4. Now Winner's Circle, you can see on the far side there, still fighting the Stomping Grounds. It seems like they've been fighting all game. Now the BattleBots making their move down the hill. Opting to hold this left side of the ridge. But still pretty much in that highest point. There is a team that already controls this compound that's in the circle. So they'll try to focus their fire over there. Try to weaken that team a little bit so that when they have to push out or push in, they can make it a bit easier. Phase 6 zone moving in. Pretty much again centered on the old zone. Just pushing teams closer and closer to that central point. Now Winner's Circle finding Torch with Noxy knocking Quakes. Or killing Quakes, I guess. Fortunately, you can't see it just below that ridge, but you can hear all the action going down. Probably just the 4 major teams here left alive. 16 players. And now Kingpin's joining that fight down there. Noxy going off, taking down Nij and Chomedy as well. But then the Console Killers come over the hill and steal one of them away from Winner's Circle. Noxy still getting kills now. Onto Console Killers, taking down Zach. Noxy having himself a nice little finish to this game 4. But then Wick puts an end to it. Takes him down and thirsts him out. Attractions didn't like that very much, and then answers back to take Wick down. 6 Cents making their move up onto Vigorous. Michu takes down Snowgoon. Here, rotation coming out now from, I believe, winner's circle in the vehicle. In that. Nine players left alive. The BattleBots do control a majority of this circle as 6 cents Michu takes down M4 in a Dream up on top of the ridge. Oh, I switched one too many times and now we're not going to get to finish it. I am sorry. Crash right at the end of game 4. Alright. We do still have a feed. We'll try to relay some information as best we can here. BattleBots M4 in a Dream is still knocked. They are still 3 members up, holding down the top of the hill. Bonkai does steal M4 in a Dream away from 6 cents. Players now just waiting out this phase. BattleBots are holding a very dominant position in this final circle, which might only have 3 teams left alive in it. Seems to be all quiet at the moment. Just waiting things out. 30 seconds until the phase does move. And Bonkai pops up with his SKS and takes down Slim Jimbo. And Attractions does thirst him out. Warnick answers back, taking down Attractions. And so Stiff now taking down the remaining members of Winner's Circle. It does not look like I crashed. I just froze. Things are starting to move again. This is weird. And So Stiff turns around and then takes down Michu from 6 cents with a headshot. There are 3 members of BattleBots alive against 1 member of 6 cents. And Warnick does finally go down, so the BattleBots are your Game 4 Chicken Dinner winners. That was pretty toxic, Miramar. Why you gotta do this to me? Like, I still see the dirt moving on his foot, but nothing else is, like, the zone is... Like, this is so weird. Gotta love Miramar. Okay, GG's, ladies and gentlemen. That has been week 2 of OXL TPP Season 7. Winner's Circle with a dominating performance, but gotta hand it to 6 cents for gaining a lot of ground on them. The BattleBots also climbing those leaderboards quite well today. So instead of that one-sided battle we had last week, we now have a more even teams filling in the remaining gaps of the scoreboards. Alright, so we will be ending it there. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back at it with FPP on Wednesday. And that will be for week 2 of Season 8. See you there.